Welcome back to TechBlog 66, and today I am diving into one of the most iconic, stylish, and game-changing spy films of the 2000s, Casino Royale, released in 2006. This movie marked a bold transformation of the James Bond franchise, introducing audiences to a grittier, more realistic, and emotionally complex version of Agent 007. Directed by Martin Campbell and starring Daniel Craig in his first appearance as Bond, the film revitalized the legendary series and set a new standard for modern action thrillers. Casino Royale opens with a fast-paced and dark introduction, showing Bond earning his 007 status through 2 kills. Unlike earlier James Bond films that embraced a more polished and glamorous tone, this movie strips Bond down to his core and presents him as a tough, relentless, and emotionally flawed agent. Daniel Craig's portrayal surprised many critics and fans initially, but the moment the film hit the screen, it became obvious that he embodied a new Bond, one who was powerful, raw, charismatic, and deeply human. The story revolves around Bond's mission to bankrupt a terrorist financier named Lucifer, brilliantly played by Mads Mikkelsen. Lucifer is not the typical exaggerated villain found in many action films. Instead, he is intelligent, nervous, calculating, and vulnerable, especially because he risks his life by investing terrorist money into dangerous stock market schemes. When his financial plans collapse, he arranges a high-stakes poker tournament at the luxurious Casino Royale in Montenegro, where Bond must defeat him to prevent global chaos. One of the strongest elements of Casino Royale is its brilliant storytelling. The movie blends action, suspense, drama, romance, and psychological depth. The screenplay does not rely only on explosions or gadgets. Instead, it explores Bond's internal struggles, his early career mistakes, and the emotional wounds that later define him. The poker tournament becomes more than a game. It is a mental battlefield of strategy, tension, and manipulation. Every gesture, every look, every card placed on the table carries significance. The film's action sequences are among the most memorable in the entire Bond franchise. The opening parkour chase scene, where Bond pursues a bombmaker through a construction site, is breathtaking. The intensity, physicality, and creativity of the chase set the tone for the entire film. There are no exaggerated gadgets or unrealistic stunts. The movements are grounded, fast, and believable. This realism is one of the reasons Casino Royale stands out as a more mature action film. Another iconic moment is the torture scene, where Lucifer uses a simple rope to inflict pain on Bond. This scene is uncomfortable, shocking, and unforgettable. It shows a vulnerable Bond who still maintains his defiant attitude even in unimaginable pain. Instead of breaking down, he mocks the villain, proving his mental strength and unshakable spirit. It is one of the most powerful scenes in the movie, pushing Bond beyond physical suffering and highlighting his emotional resilience. A major turning point in the film is the introduction of Vesper Lynd, played by Eva Green. She is not just another Bond girl. Vesper is intelligent, independent, sharp-witted, and emotionally layered. Her chemistry with Bond is electric, and their interactions feel natural, humorous, and deeply personal. She challenges Bond emotionally and professionally, and their relationship is not based merely on attraction, but on trust, conflict, vulnerability, and eventually, love. As the story progresses, Bond and Vesper find themselves entangled in danger, conspiracy, and emotional confusion. Their romance is one of the most beautifully developed in the Bond franchise. For the first time, audiences see Bond lowering his defenses and expressing genuine affection. This emotional connection becomes a turning point in his life. It shapes his character and influences his future behavior across the entire Daniel Craig era. The cinematography of Casino Royale is sleek, elegant, and visually striking. From the white sand beaches of the Bahamas to the luxurious interiors of Montenegro and the dramatic buildings of Venice, the movie delivers a global adventure filled with stunning visuals. The color palette, lighting, and set design all reflect the movie's balance of glamour and grit. The poker scenes, in particular, are framed with precision and intensity. The camera focuses on subtle eye movements, breathing patterns, and facial expressions, pulling viewers directly into the psychological tension. The music by David Arnold also plays a crucial role in enhancing the movie's atmosphere. Instead of using the traditional Bond theme excessively, the soundtrack introduces fresh musical cues that build suspense and emotion. The classic Bond theme appears only after Bond fully becomes the iconic 007 at the end of the film, symbolizing his transformation. The final act of the movie takes a dramatic and tragic turn. Without giving away full spoilers for new viewers, the events in Venice reveal the true complexity behind Vesper's actions. Her choices break Bond emotionally but also teach him painful lessons about trust and loyalty. The ending is both heartbreaking and powerful. It explains why Bond grows into a colder, more guarded version of himself. The final line, "The name's Bond, James Bond," delivers a strong and satisfying conclusion that marks the birth of the modern 007. Casino Royale remains one of the most influential films in the James Bond franchise. It delivers gripping action, strong performances, emotional depth, and refreshing realism. Daniel Craig redefined James Bond for a new generation, blending charm, brutality, vulnerability, and intelligence into a single compelling character. Mads Mikkelsen's portrayal of Lucifer stands out as one of the best Bond villains, subtle yet dangerous. Eva Green's Vesper Lynd adds emotional power, complexity, and unforgettable beauty to the story. In conclusion, Casino Royale is not just an action movie. It is a cinematic experience filled with suspense, romance, psychology, and world-class storytelling. It is a film that blends style with substance and delivers a fresh, modern, and dramatic reimagining of the legendary James Bond universe. Whether you are a longtime fan or a new viewer, this movie is absolutely worth watching for its gripping narrative, powerful performances, and stunning visuals. This movie is available on YouTube free.